What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of U4 Padding and Stocking Season 2. How was this? Episode 4? Yeah, with me as always, I have Loose Pad.
This one, well, it had a good mixture of of the usual action, some slice of life, and just complete insanity. Uh, by its third segment, I think more, I think
Yeah.
more so than than the last episode. Okay, so the first episode it focuses on
The first segment was like really, it felt like it was really
yeah,
short.
it's so okay. So the first segment, um, they okay. Supposedly, Panty is being sentenced to death by the president of the city. Um, I mean, not the country, just the city. So apparently, just breaking a supposedly Panty broke a law. Uh, that the president implemented. So he sentenced her to death. So the only way to save her is supposedly for stalking to run for president to, I guess, to give Penny a pardon, which leads she leads a presidential campaign in which she gets some amount of attention, but then her polling numbers start to collapse. So it gets to the point where she tries to intimidate the president of the city to I guess to intimidate him or have him drop out of the campaign. But it's revealed that
Well, she threatens to kill him.
well, she does it by accident. But it's revealed that this president turns out to be a ghost the entire time. And so they of course, it just shows how bad this ghost president was that like he ends up like committing all these atrocities behind the scenes, and of course ends with the stalking easily beating this guy, uh, and of course even though like the that ghost president is dead, stalking still loses the election, I guess supposedly by five votes, and of course Penny is, of course, the execution is still moving forward because of that. But of course, she's pardoned at the last minute by by yeah. It's hard for me to describe. It's a
I was just so confused. Like, I guess what was it like? It was a
it's a
car
it's
or
a
like a
car
Jeep
it's
or
a
something?
car that won the presidency
Yeah.
and supposedly just gave Penny a pardon, which I think it's the Anarchy Sisters car that's
Oh, okay.
pardoned Panty, which it just ends abruptly without any intentionally just ends it without any explanation as to what happened. So yeah,
I mean, even for this series, that was like probably the most random episode. I mean, well, I'm actually no. I would say probably the last episode is it's just more ridiculous and kind of incomprehensible. But but
they're
the
they're
second
doing this
one,
on purpose for
yeah,
I don't know, for obvious reasons. But yeah, like you said, it's the next episode is more slice of life ish, in a way. It's like
well, I thought I thought the title of the episode was pretty hilarious. Like, I mean, it's called Pet Cemetery, but I guess they of course just changed the letters, so I guess Stephen King can't come and sue
mhm.
them. But uh, I wasn't sure what to expect just because of the title. Well, I kind of I knew somewhat what to expect. But I also just I thought it was more going to be like a straight up uh I don't know if I'd say like a parody or like maybe like a comedic skit with like references to the movie or the book or just a parody of it. But no, it had to do with like a ghost cat that that like well that Panny ends up adopting and decides to like try to I guess fatten the cat up or make it grow big so that she can make money off of it.
Yeah, well, basically
Uh,
just get a heavenly coin, out of the cat,
Yeah.
but then, she becomes emotionally attached to it, uh, to the point where, the cat who she calls Vibe, uh, after, you know, after reaching a certain point of, I guess, its love and affection, uh, from someone, the cat finds, I guess, it in a way finds peace and ascends to heaven in a way, which of course, kind of
Yeah.
didn't sit well with, Penny stalking the others, knowing that, they have to say goodbye to this cat.
Yeah, it's just a it was just really weird. Like his yeah, it was not. I wouldn't really say it's even like a funny episode. It's just more like kind of sad. Just because of the nature of it. Um, but it was still good. It's just kind of unexpected. Just it was a bit of a little bit of a total shift, I guess, compared to the other
Yeah,
skips.
and then the next and final segment kind of, yeah, it goes in a much wild direction than I thought it would be. So Panty Stalking and the Demon Sisters are watching the news supposedly about this ghost cube uh that supposedly has the ability to transform everything into this almost like this Hanna Barbera 70s 80s, I don't know, kind of like animation style. Like pretty much it turns everything into like, that kind of animation style. Like with, I think, what was it? One of the demon sisters turning into a crocodile. Uh what was it? Stocking turning into Thanos, and Penny transforming into, I don't know.
It looked like
It's
Thing. like fantastic. Well, I mean, there's actually like, well, not as opposed to just like the Hanna Barbera reference. There's like reference. It feels like there was like Marvel references in this too, because yeah, you mentioned Thanos, but then there's like there's obviously like Silver Surfer ripoff in this, and then there's yeah, like Panty, or not Panty, but Stocking transforms into what it looks like what, Ben Grimm or the Thing from Fantastic
yeah.
Four. Uh, that's kind of what she
So
looks
they
like.
get this help from like this Silver Surfer guy called the Big Watcher, and he's like, this space ghost hunter. Um, it's a well, it okay. So it gets weird because like this ghost hunter ends up having amnesia, and then he gets his memories back too late to, help Panty Stocking and the others. So he in a way he helps them out, like get their powers back to to fight against this ghost, but apparently this ghost is too powerful for them and ends up defeating them. So Baywatcher resorts to giving Penny this ability to send one of her bullets back in time to destroy the ghost before it arrives on Earth, which in turn, like, um it pretty much prevents any of the bad stuff that just happened in this episode. Uh, but with like this, okay, so it's confusing. So the episode ends in which Penny comes.
I mean, it did have like a really convoluted like plot, and it felt like with the like the time travel stuff, or the or sending her bullet back in time and all this like
I mean, it
ridiculous
doesn't
nonsense.
change her, her fate. It just like it's just like
Yeah,
she becomes like, like this space ghost hunter alongside Baywatcher, while the actual present day Penny is still hanging out with, with Stocking and, and the other sisters. So yeah, that's how the episode ends off from there, which is a little bit bizarre. Even more bizarre. Like they keep upping the ante even more than than the last, what was it, the last three episodes that have.
yeah. I kind of like that about the show, because you never really know what to expect. I guess like what they're going to do. I mean, I can't say I expected the Fantastic Four, or not the yeah, with this episode the Fantastic Four reference, and also the Hanna Barbera stuff. But I mean, with the last one, the Fast and the Furious segment,
Yeah,
I didn't really expect any of that. So
yeah.
um,
I noticed that, that more recent episodes have been adding, you know three skits per episode, which normally the first season had at least, normally just one full episode, or on occasion had, two episode skits. But now like they're just cramming in so many more skits per episode nowadays. It's like it's almost
Yeah,
I don't I can't
I like the skits, but yeah, it's just it feels like yeah, each episode it's just like yeah, I feel like that would be better, like with like how you said in season one, it was either like 1 to 2 skits. I feel like it would be better if they stuck to that, because it does end up making all this each of the skits like feel like they really got it like just almost like really fast paced at times. Like the first one in this episode just like went by really quick. Um, I felt like the last one was probably the longest, and then the one in between that was like a little bit longer than the first one. But yeah, they all feel like they're pretty. They go by. They're all pretty fast paced.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, well, of course,
so
they don't really have, like, a storyline connection to one another outside of, I think, at
yeah,
least one of the skits, which related to what happened in the first episode. But it's just, yeah, it's just a lot of different shenanigans with Penny and Stocking. Just I don't know. It has less. It doesn't feel have like much anything to do with like them ghost hunting nowadays than just like getting into one shenanigan after another.
and then I guess they just happen to come across a
Yeah,
ghost.
and it just, I mean, and plus like their objective to get like these heaven coins, but it just feels like there's just no point to even collecting them. If like, I mean, what was it? Garterbelt who mentions that uh ever since the first season, like their goal was to collect heaven coins so they can ascend back to heaven. But they said like with all the coins that they collected, even to the first season, it just rendered pointless for whatever reason with no explanation.
Yeah, I still thought it was a pretty good episode though. It definitely just feels like you said, yeah, they're trying to like up the ante each episode with how much they can get away with. Um, it feels like there's definitely been like a lot of also just like pop culture references in each episode. Um, but yeah, I mean, I thought it was pretty good. I mean, I'm not sure if they're going to just keep sticking to this format of having like 3 skits an episode. Um, but yeah, I mean, I mean, I don't know. 'Cause like you said, it doesn't really have like an overarching plot really. So I mean, each episode has just it's mostly just different skits, involving Panty Stocking and somehow a ghost is involved, but it doesn't really seem to usually have anything to do with like whatever the plot of that particular segment of the
Yeah.
episode is. Um, but yeah, I don't really have much else to say about the episode though. I don't know if you have anything else to say about it.
I mean, it was another fun episode. Um, it's just like it's like I said, every single week it just turns out as wild as I expect it to be. Sometimes, upping the ante, especially with like with its last skit, they just keep going into more ridiculous levels. Um, it's better not to question certain things because it's going to be as wild it's going to be.
Yeah. But yeah, guys. So that all being said, until next time, we will see you all later.